running a few minutes late. You just missed Kerrie and I having to witness my children being like annoying brats. It is karma coming back. They're smart asses is what it is. They were just being smart asses, and it's my karma making its comeback. So we're centered in my camera here. So we're here. It's Wednesday.
We're here. It's hump day. Boy, is it a hump day, because everybody's humping my last nerve today.
Oh my God, me too. And I feel like this week and the last week have all been like the opening scene of Beverly Hills Cop, where he's just hanging on to the back of a racing truck saying, fuck, 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 fuck. Yeah, that's been me like the last 10 days or so.
Yep.
But this is my respite. This is time I can do nothing but think of just talking to my friends and stuff.
Hanging out.
Mike is saying it's Whiskey Wednesday.
It's something, Mike.
Yeah.
That's for darn sure.
So, anyway, let's just have a little chit chat, forget about the world, make it go away for a little bit. Did you see that NBC News mixed up Usain Bolt and Kevin Hart? So Usain Bolt, the race, the runner, the really fast guy, has COVID-19.
Yeah.
And NBC News published a story about it and used a picture of Kevin Hart.
Well, what's funny is that whenever he got the COVID, Kevin had just done a video with Usain like a couple weeks ago. And so he posted.
So obviously someone watches that and thinks that the other one is the other one.
Because I was like figuring, well, what chicken or the egg? What happened first? Like, did they just legitimately do that or subconsciously mix them up because he had and then he went out on his Instagram and Facebook and made fun of the fact that he had COVID, and he was like, it's all jokes, people. He's my buddy. So I was like, did they disassociate it because of that?
I don't know. I think what happened is some young little white person went in and said, oh, I don't know who Usain Bolt is. Let me Google, saw the video, and then saw the person, and then I don't know.
That's probably what happened.
Just crazy.
A young little, someone.
Let me tuck my mullet into my bandana.
You're good. I'm sending the video. I put the video up and I'm sending it to people.
So anyway, I just thought that was crazy. I'm like, just whatever. Diane's asking, what do we think about the new Facebook page changes? I haven't noticed anything. Honestly, everyone's complaining.
I'm never on there.
I don't know. I never on here. This is where we are.
I know, but I'm never on Facebook.
I haven't noticed it at all. Maybe it hasn't rolled out to me yet. I usually get things pretty early though, so maybe I just don't notice. I don't know. What's the difference? Like what's making people have heartburn about it? Put it in the comments, folks. Let us know what's giving you heartburn about it. Speaking of social media, as we always do, I feel personally victimized today. I started getting served bladder panty ads today. I kid you not. Ads for bladder panties. And I'm not talking about like some June Allison Depends. I'm talking like fabric panties that have a pad in them in case you have bladder leakage and it's an old black woman holding them and like demonstrating them.
Wow. You know why? It's because you've confused the algorithm with your gender bending. So it's like,
I don't know. I think it's stuff I talk about. I think it's because all this gets closed captioned. And I think maybe there's just a lot of words that then it's like, oh, yeah, okay, he likes that. He likes that.
Yeah. And it's your purchases and all that drives that.
I was like, what did I do? What did I say?
You're buying caftans and bags and
I guess
all kinds of stuff. And it's like, oh, well, we were recommending this weird shit on Wish. Now we're going to recommend bladder panty.
I know, bladder panty. And it was on Instagram. It was in my Instagram stories specifically. It was in like the videos.
Since you brought it up, I'm going to bring up something slightly adjacent to that topic. And sorry, it's gross, but we're going to talk about it. But you probably don't see this. But all I get advertised on Instagram now, first of all, it's always bras and panties, bras and panties. It's like bras and panties can one woman own. Have you heard, especially in COVID when no one's really seeing them, have you heard about the period panties?
Are these?
Do you know what this is?
I think I may. I'm not sure. I think I may.
They are making panties now that look like regular panties, and apparently they have a little extra panel, but they're all material. So you wash them, you period in them, and then you wash them
Oh,
again.
so this woman is selling me underwear for bladder leaks. Underwear for bladder leaks, right there.
So
I'm getting.
can it's the Golden Girls comments,
Uh-huh.
Allison. Can someone explain to me the period panties? Because I don't understand. Apparently they're supposed to be great and they're supposed to wick away all of that, but you're wearing the panties and it's going in the panties and then you wash the panties and then you use them again.
So you
There's no
don't
pad.
wear your
There's no
normal protection. Sorry, putting
no.
my phone up to the camera messed up the focus, and now it's like
Except
focusing on
yeah.
something else. I'm all
Yeah,
blurry.
no, you don't wear any normal period stuff. No tampons, no liners, no pads. You bleed right into the goddamn panties.
Pam wants us to stop saying panties.
Pam hates panties. Sorry, Pam.
So do you change them like 4 times a day? Like
I guess, and actually they're supposed to hold more than regular. I'm like, who wants to be walking around with blood in your underwear? I don't understand the concept, but apparently
like a half a gallon of it. I don't actually. I have no idea how much, but like.
yeah. And I realize this is not a topic you
I wish
probably want
this
to talk
would get
about.
back on focus. Come on,
do have a
focus
daughter.
on me.
You'll hold something up like with a pattern on it next to you, like whitewash when you do the. Yeah, there you go. Maybe it'll. So anyway, I don't understand the period paint. Is anybody seeing these on Instagram or Facebook? Is anybody else being marketed?
Karen is saying ew.
Yeah, Nick's underwear,
Yeah.
I think. KNIX.
Allison thinks that's disgusting.
It's true though.
Uh-huh.
And it has like some sort of like the panel is black and then there's some other material in the middle and there's something on the outside keeps it from going out of the panties. But they are period panties, and you're just supposed to have your period in them and then wash them and use them again. Like disposable diapers. Like, what are we doing? I don't understand.
We bought something. I promised a person in our house that I would not talk about this very much, so publicly, but we have bought panties similar to that have extra absorbency in them, but it's not meant to be the first line of protection.
Yes. Well,
okay.
Apparently, I don't know if it's going over with the youngins or what, but.
And that's what Randy is saying here. Randy, those are the exact ones right there, like that as a backup. That way it wouldn't be but not as line of defense.
Oh yeah, bring your kids over, Aaron. Yeah, bring your kids. Kids, because I'm gonna tell you the shit. Stuff. I'm gonna tell you the stuff that nobody told me in high school. Okay.
Oh, we have very frank conversations in this household, and actually, I have invited. We have our friend Sherry and Lisa who've actually had the talk already. So.
I met them at the.
and she's saying Thinks is a brand. Some people think.
Thinks
use only that, and it's some people use only that and think it's oh my god.
No, it is. That's what it's designed. Because I went and watched the video because I had questions, Randy.
Mm-hmm.
I had questions. I was like, oh, this is for people that maybe have heavy flow and they need a backup. No, you just let it go right on into the panties.
Is it for people who want to be more ecological? Like maybe the same people who would use reusable diapers.
Yeah, and then there are some people that can't, use other things.
I keep talking. I'm going to try to turn my light on and see if that fixes.
Okay, you're good. Anyway, yeah, I too thought that. I was like, oh, maybe this is smart. Like junior high girls can wear these if they're nervous about it as a backup, which I suppose you could do. That's totally adaptable for what they are. But no, I watched the video and I went and read an article about the woman, the CEO, that came up with them and her whole process.
Something for you to think about.
Yeah, thanks. Exactly. So I was like, oh,
okay, we've talked about that enough. I don't want to talk about that anymore.
Anyway.
No.
I'm glad so many people were shocked.
Randy's saying more natural than I could handle. And Catherine is saying, oh, I joined at the perfect time.
Catherine, she's my coworker. She's like, damn it.
Oh, what did I get into? What is going on here? Yeah. So it started off with bladder panties and we end up with period panties. Yay.
So we've covered the grossest things.
Yes, exactly. So. Have you so I have noticed lately the weirdest supply chain disruptions, is only the way I could describe it, is things that shouldn't be out are out. It's not like toilet paper. It's not like that. So like the box wine I drink a lot, the the black box rather, Sauvignon Blanc. Can't find it hardly anywhere. It is sold out everywhere. Like
school's
driving, but no, like driving to North Carolina and back, I could barely find it. I would find the section where it was, and it would just be a little empty row. They had all the other ones, but just a little empty row of that, right? So that's one thing I noticed first. I was like, well, this is weird that like Total Wine and More is totally sold out of it at all stores.
Is it the new
And
Truly and everybody
Kroger,
wants them?
I can't imagine. Like, it's not that good. But then this weekend, I went to Tom Thumb in Victory Park, and then I got home, and then I needed something else, so I went to the Tom Thumb by us, and at both stores, they were totally sold out, like not a single shred of those Hillshire snacking trays. You know those ones that I like so much? I call them adult Lunchables. They're like a little pre-made charcuterie tray, just peel off the top, and it's got like some little toast pieces, some cheeses, and some different meats, and all of them are different meats. Totally, just the one in Victory Park was ransacked, and the one, and maybe it's people who have, I don't know, the kids have outgrown Lunchables, and so, but they still wanted to store some food at them. I don't know, like,
well, because they went back to school. Some went back to school, maybe. So
I know, but that's just a really weird thing, right? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, the wine might also be because people have been drinking so much for the last 6 months.
Well, this has been, because the wine, maybe there's like an unexpected spike in sales.
No, but similar to that, can we also talk about the things that are still going on because of COVID that has now just become an overarching excuse for people not to have to do shit? So McDonald's went to a limited menu. Mm-hmm. Like the largest fast food chain in the entire freaking world.
It's still closed on the inside.
Yeah, still that's fine. That's fine for me. But so they have less staff. They limited their menu. They're still on a limited menu, and you can't get breakfast all day. You can't get a parfait.
Oh, you can't.
Can't. No, they're still on this limited menu, this little one-screen menu. And it's like, I don't understand, because you need to do the same food order as you would. And the one thing that went up when all this started was fast food. They are thriving.
Yeah. You know? The lines are like crazy long.
Yeah. I'm like, why can't you get Chick-fil-A didn't take anything off, and I don't know I don't go to many fast food restaurants, but I'm like, why are we doing things? Like, I went to the bank the other day. There's one day a week that your bank branch is open till 6. That's Fridays. All banks, they always close at 4. Fridays, they stay open till 6. I pulled up at 4.
All my bank branches are still closed. Frost Bank is still closed.
Well, no, they open. Bank of America opened. So I needed to go in because I needed to see a teller. On the door, it says 6 p.m. I get up, I get out, door's locked. They closed at 4, I guess. And I was like,
oh my God.
Why are you not still, if you're going to go back to opening, at least put something on the door that says due to COVID.
Or a piece of blue tape across it or something. Yeah. Aaron was saying that McDonald's is out of egg whites and yogurt parfaits. I assume that's what he mean. Is that yogurt parfait? Is that what they serve at McDonald's?
The little yogurt with the fruit and the granola. Oh. Yeah, they've cut it down to basically 8 meals. The basics, the chocolate, fudge sundae, the coffees, the breakfast. But yeah, usually when you roll up, there's like 2 screens, and now there's just the one.
I literally only go to McDonald's for Egg McMuffins. It's literally the only. Or if it's lunchtime, I'm very true. I'm like, I don't want breakfast all day. I barely like breakfast anyway. So I'll have Egg McMuffins in the morning, which are like the healthiest thing supposedly on the McDonald's menu. Yeah, and then if I want lunch, we usually Uber Eats McDonald's. And we'll do.
Are you one of those people that Uber Eats McDonald's?
I do.
I've been asking about because my boyfriend does this. I'm like,
many times.
He swears it's hot when it shows up. I'm like, for that amount that you're spending, you're going to spend that much to have it brought to your house. Like, you could just get in the car and go down the block.
But I don't want to do that, first of all.
And the fries are still
hot? Most of the time. But what if I were to go get them and bring them home, it would be the same thing.
No, but I eat them in the car when they're piping hot.
Oh, well, but if you don't have your children with you or your husband or whatever, like, I got to bring them home and it's a meal for people. Sometimes I will order an extra order of fries just for the car ride.
Well, hell yeah.
And my kids are in on this too. Claire's like, Daddy, like if we do the drive-through, she's like, Daddy, you need to order a medium fry also just for the car ride. Like, we got this down. It is true. But no, it's fine. It works fine. And then so I've become super spoiled by the drive up and then they just put shit in your car.
Oh,
so I've actually even started doing McDonald's where you do the pickup, like in the app, and you just or order on your app what you want, check out. When you pull up, you tell it what slot you're in. 5 minutes later, you get your food.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
See, I've started doing that now with Starbucks and Chipotle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I took up you mentioned on your Monday show the Chipotle free delivery on Mondays, and I was
Mm-hmm.
right there. I got my
Well,
bold.
when for me Uber Eats, I'm a member. Like I pay $10 a month to have no delivery fees on the food, or I don't know. I haven't taken an Uber in forever, but it applies mostly to. And also because of my business credit card, I get like $15 a month in Uber credits as it is, and so they just apply it to the food part of it too right now. So
that would be
I'm
different.
okay with that.
That would be
My
different.
camera is really driving me nuts that I'm blurry. Like I hate it when stuff doesn't work like it's supposed to.
Well, I'm just angry at the things they've changed with COVID, and we're 6 months down the road, and they're not going back because it's easier for them. But by the same token, they better not get rid of curbside either, because now.
Why not? Well, exactly. Well, so okay. So you want to be like either kind of pregnant or double pregnant. Is what you want to be. Like it's like I don't want you to use COVID as a crutch anymore, but I want all of the same
keep
benefits
the cool things
of the
about
COVID times.
Yeah, keep the things that benefit me. The things that don't benefit me, you need to figure that out.
Allison is asking, have you been to a Chick-fil-A with the spiral line around the building? Yes, the one by my house is like that.
It is actually through it like this.
Well, the one by my house doesn't even have a restaurant. It is exclusively a drive-through, and they have like 2 lanes and all of that. And it's crazy. There's something about the training of that. Like they need to do a management training or something, because I'm convinced that when places are shitty, especially chains, like the Home Depot by my house is the worst run Home Depot ever, and I'm convinced it's because it has a horrible manager who doesn't care. Doesn't. It almost always is the manager who's not like being real strict on people and kind of letting the inmates run the asylum. But because then you can go to another one. So the McDonald's also by my house, the closest one, you can order 10 things and 7 of them are going to be wrong. So I go to McDonald's over down the road because I know it's owned by a different company or different franchisor, franchisee, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's good.
So you mentioned that about Chick-fil-A.
Oh, and my sister's saying booze to go. Uber
they
is
better
now,
not get rid of booze to go either. Monica, I'm with you. They're like restaurants.
And Uber's now doing liquor store deliveries too.
Yeah, that saved their ass, so they better hold on to that. But to your point about Chick-fil-A, back when I worked in the PR world with restaurants, Chick-fil-A, I think it always has, and I think it always will, had the fastest throughput. I can't remember what their throughput is from the time you order to the time you drive around and you drive away. In the line on the inside, Chipotle has a really good throughput when you're there. You go into
a bad McDonald's and all you hear is beep 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 because they're like telling them you're going too fucking slow.
Yeah, you're in the weeds. You're in the weeds. But yeah, they've got that down, and then it's always my pleasure. I've seen the TikTok where the guy's like running after the car, and the lady stops and rolls the window down. She's like, "Can I help you?" He's like, "Ma'am, when you were back there, I forgot to say when you said thank you, I forgot to say my pleasure."
Oh, no, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Aaron is saying he orders at McDonald's the egg white delight with no Canadian bacon because they're vegetarian, with salsa. The damn RV won't fit through the drive-through though. So we just started parking, and one of us, I was the tribute. I would always go in and just get it. But now that I didn't think of this before, but I could have just done the ordering thing. And maybe just go stand in the...
When they say, which spot are you in? You just write back all of them. I'm in all of them. Pick one. It doesn't
or just stand in the back, like sit on the back of the RV and be like, okay, that's me.
Speaking of restaurants, did you see that Taco Bell this week released a new prototype and a new restaurant design? They're actually shrinking it down where it's very limited indoor space. And they're creating 2 drive-thrus, and one is exactly what you're saying. You've already ordered on the app. You just drive through and pick it up, and the other is an actual. They're making the drive-thru bigger or double sometimes. Like
who's doing that?
Taco Bell.
Chick-fil-A? Oh, Taco Bell.
Their restaurants going. And same thing with Chipotle doing more drive-thru restaurants. The footprint inside to sit and eat is smaller.
Yeah. Well, a lot of them are too big, and some of them are. But like, there's that one Chick-fil-A over there by North Park Center.
That's usually
that is like crazy pants. That place is like people on top of each other.
Down 75.
You're parking down the road if you want to go in. Like, I mean, that place is printing money.
Yeah,
printing money.
And I feel sorry for the people. So their thing is the outside attendees. So Taco Bell's going to do that too. They're going to be pre-taking your order in the line. The outside,
like with the tablet,
with the iPad. Which I'm like, that is so cool. But I'm like, those people must be so hot. Like in states like here. I mean, they're under the tent, but I'm like, what if you went to work all day and you stood out in the heat and processed
Oh,
people's fast food orders?
yes. So even the tents and stuff, that reminded me, I had to get my tire fixed, and I went to Discount Tire, or not Discount Tire. What's the? Is it Discount Tire? Discount Tire, yeah, that's the red one. The one at Lemon and Inwood, the good
That's
one.
That's where I go.
There. That's where everyone goes there. It's the best one. So they're only doing, at least at the time, they were only doing service by appointment. And you could pull up, and you had to sit in your car, and they would call you if someone didn't show up for their appointment. But service by appointment, you pulled up, there was someone in the parking lot, and then you sat in your own car and waited until they needed your car. They closed their
inside,
their waiting room. Yeah, it was wonderful. I loved it. I loved it. So I hope a lot of these things stick. I mean, I think it is just good for the customers. Sorry, I'm not on the Republican National Convention stage post Coke. It's hay fever. They all have looked like they are on some sort of Coke high. It has been crazy. So totally different subject, but still on kind of COVID. I got an email from the sweet boy today who is a senior in college at Stephen F. Austin University, and his internships all got canceled, and he's trying to get experience, and he sent me his resume, and he's like, can we do a virtual internship? And I don't need interns right now. So I'm like, no, but I'll pass your name on. But like, how shitty right now to be like a senior in college, getting ready to go into the world, needing an internship. When I went to college, you were required to have an internship. Yeah. Like, it was a requirement. I don't know if they're going to still keep doing that. I don't know how they do that, but it was, and what a weird thing a virtual internship would even be. Yeah. Right?
You would, the whole point is to have the interaction and
just to absorb stuff that you weren't, it's not about your job. It's about seeing everyone else doing their jobs. Right. Yeah. So I don't know. I feel horrible for him.
So the poor kid was calling around, dialing for dollars. Is that what you're saying?
Well, no, he was referred by a friend to me and said he can probably help you. And, I run the Dallas PR Pros group on Facebook. Yeah. And so I put him out there, and some other people said they were going to call him. But I was just like, that's something I never thought of. Because I got asked for a resume the other day for some speaking thing or something. And I'm like, I don't have a resume. I can give you my bio. Like, I don't have a resume. I've owned my company now for 18 years. So I'm pretty much unemployable at this point.
Or just go look at my LinkedIn.
Yeah, you wouldn't. Oh, even that. I barely go on LinkedIn.
I do too. People are like, "Are you crazy?" I'm like, the only time I'm on LinkedIn is when I'm looking for a job.
But I think too. And I'll occasionally look at my LinkedIn and I'm like, why the fuck are they looking at my profile?
Yeah, no, but I mean, it's crazy because there's also, I go on and post articles sometimes, like stuff.
Funny enough, I have the paid subscription to LinkedIn even. I pay like $10 or $15 a month for it. Because sometimes it does come in handy for research. I do like being able to see who's looking at my profile. Mm-hmm. I do like the little icon that's next to my name saying I'm a premium member, which looks good because my company does social media for companies. So that sort of thing. Let's see, what else? Crystal is saying that in the new Facebook, she can't do emojis in comments. Not sure if she's describing that right. Does anyone else having an issue? So I have had the last couple of days, if I'm on my app on my phone and I go to comment on something, if I do it in like the little main screen, like like when it's showing in the feed and you can comment on it there, it won't take. But then if I click on the whole post, I can comment on it sometimes. Oh, and it's been hit or miss. It hasn't been like a regular thing. So
do you see Ryan's comment?
What?
Speaking of fast
food, our friend owns 3 Chicken Express restaurants in DFW. Since COVID, they have been drive-through only, and it's been making record profits. Yeah, I know. Well, I was reading an article today that it was about how truck stops are like having the best year ever right now because of all the people traveling by car. So many of them, though, had full-service restaurants because it just kind of, when times are good, you just kind of blend into new businesses. And if times are good, you're like, and one of them isn't doing that great, you're like, well, overall, it's all good. So a lot of them, when everything tanked and no one knew what was going to happen, they closed their full-service restaurants completely. Well, they are now all realizing that they make so much more money not having those full-service restaurants because people are still stopping there. They're still buying food. They're just buying the convenience store food, and you don't have the hassle of having to have waiters and hostesses and line cooks
Yeah, you don't
and all
have that
kind of
overhead.
stuff.
You're cutting
None.
that overhead, and you're cutting that inventory cost too. So,
yeah, but they're still getting food because they stop there because they're hungry or need to pee or need gas.
Listen,
or
this last weekend I drove to Denton because I had a record player. I think I might have mentioned it before that I got refurbished, and I picked it up this last weekend. And I stopped at the Buc-ee's in 35 by Denton. Oh my God. There were so many people at the Buc-ee's.
That place, I won't go there right now. We literally this last road trip was the first time in my life I have passed a Buc-ee's and not stopped. I cannot think of a single Buc-ee's that I have passed and not stopped at. And so this was the first time because I was like, look at all those cars and all those people. And we all know what Buc-ee's are like. They're like pandemonium inside.
Yeah.
And the parking lots are just, I always in a Buc-ee's, I will never turn into that first. I will go almost all the way to the very end and turn in at the very end because it is just crazy pants.
Yeah, it really was. Everybody had masks on. They required it, but it was. Yeah, I knew where I needed to go. I went and got the stuff here, and then I checked out. But
and Allison has it. Quarantines are a great time for creativity and innovation. All the mind clutter goes away, and people have to find solutions. And what is it? What's the mother of all invention? Necessity is a mother of invention. Is that what? Yes. If your business is about to go out of business, you invent some new ways to stay in business.
And think about it. The things that we're talking about are all the people that have figured out how to do their business quickly and get their customers what they need in a really fast and timely manner. So those people are already thinking in that mindset.
Yeah.
So those people are thriving, but the people like restaurants and all that and bars think, well, you have to come and you have to sit for a while and they have to make money off of you while you sit there.
Yeah.
They're not.
Well, and restaurants also have, this firsthand as well. When I used to do PR for restaurants, they would spend all the money on like the restaurant itself, and then they would say, "Oh, we don't have any money for PR." And I'm like, "You're stupid. You're not a good business person then." And I always say that restaurants have grand openings and grand closings. That's why I don't do PR for them anymore. So,
yeah, that was a big fun time for me. 6 years of that.
Someone asked, "What have you bought lately?" Who asked that? Someone asked, Sandy asked, what have you bought lately?
Oh, Sandy. Let's see. I grabbed a couple things. Oh, remember when I showed the matte black tumbler, the Louis Vuitton one? We talked about the people doing the cricket. Here's the one I got with the brown with the gold.
Pretty.
It's like a Yeti type tumbler. So these people. I'm telling you.
Is it Arctic? Is that an Arctic tumbler?
Alexa, timer off. That's my laundry timer. I don't know which one it is. It doesn't. She covers it all up when she puts the stuff on there.
Oh, okay.
But it's one of those, take it to the pool. But I saw a girl post
girl.
I know, right? I saw a girl posted on TikTok, and I was like, "What?" And all the comments and were like, "Where did you get that?" So I went out on Etsy, and they were very limited quantities. There's only, all people are doing these tumblers, but there was only a few people doing them. And when I went to look at it, it was like 15 people have this item in their cart, and there's only 2 left. And I was like, bye. So Etsy will tell you that. I do like that. It's competitive about Etsy. It will say 15 people are currently looking at this item, and then it'll tell you how many are left.
I'm going to Amazon right now to find something that I ordered recently that is like the most boring thing ever, but at the same time is
useful.
Oh my God, it is so useful.
Oh, Sandy said she bought the matte black tumbler. She's from Garland, so you ordered it from the lady. This lady's not. She's Florida. But the matte black tumbler, you got that one? I love that one too.
So I'm throwing it in the comments right now. I think I can do this. It is, I don't know if it went through. It's grip sticks though. It is and then I'm going to go and share my screen real quick here. The Chrome tab.
Oh, it did pop up in the feed.
So this is, what the hell?
By the way, Eric says, missing you guys. I'm in a Zoom faculty meeting.
Oh, sweetness. So this right here, so these grip sticks, I don't know if you can see them very well. It's kind of not showing real well. So they are, instead of chip clips, they are, And so the way we discovered them is, I'm going to remove that now.
I love functional things like that.
So they are just like a tube that has like a little stick in the middle of it, and you fold a bag over and slide them on it. The people we bought the RV from left one in there, and we were like, what the hell is this? So we Googled it and figured it out. It is the best at keeping chips
Really?
and anything in a bag fresh. It just folds over in half and it slides on it, and then it's kind of hard at first to get on it, but once you get it going, it just goes, and it goes all the way across, and it's cleaner and it's not all bunched up.
Yeah.
You know how I don't like folding the bag and then putting a big old clip on it, and then the clip half the time falls off or something happens. This is so clean and it's idiot proof. Well, as long as you can get it done. And then you put it in the your pantry or whatever. And I like it because I keep all of my chips that are in clips. I have like a plastic container in my pantry that I put them in, and it makes it so that I can see all of them. Because when they're twisted and clipped or whatever, it's just a bunch of
You don't know what they are.
hair, like just
So
everything.
you don't roll it down and then put them together?
You literally just fold it in half and then run it across the top. It is so good. The other thing that I have started doing that works really well, and it's a little bit of a pain in the ass, but if you know you're not going to use something again real quickly, is if it's one of those bags that is like a Mylar sealed bag or a plastic sealed bag, I will cut off the top of it.
Yeah.
And put it into my food saver and reseal the
That's
bag.
smart. Yeah, because I'm always cutting chip bags and then I snap them together. I use binder clips in my kitchen. I've always used office binder clips because they hold so tight and they won't pop off. That's funny.
Yeah.
Allison's asking if you ever got the Meggings.
I did not. So I followed up with them like 3 times, and I don't know if they're ignoring me or what. Maybe they don't understand my influence. I mean, that happens occasionally. But I did not. So I was really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Just the sheer comedy of it. Matador Meggings is the name of it if you want to be like, you need to look at this guy, Cooper. He's the best. So.
Sorry, I'm looking at Frankie's.
And Eric said that Zoom meeting. Oh, poor thing.
Well, Peter says his former living room is LV furniture. I didn't even know they have furniture.
I did not.
Hang on.
Is she about to jump off the patio?
Well, I'm watching her. Yeah, she's.
Hang
on 1 second. Hang on.
Okay. Peter's got bank. Some LV furniture. Did you get it in Canal Street, or did you get it from the Louis Vuitton store? I didn't even know that existed.
Sorry.
That's all right. I did not know Louis Vuitton furniture even existed.
I didn't either.
Hey, Peter, how you doing? Want to hang out sometime? With your Louis Vuitton furniture? What was she doing? What was Frankie doing?
I don't know. We've had a vet visit today, and so she was sleeping, and then she got up, and she was kind of out of it. So yeah. Oh, she's growling at me now, so she's fine. If I love on her too much, she's like, "Mom, it's fine. It's okay."
Peter wants to know where you got the cut.
Etsy. So go on Etsy. This place was called. It's a lady in Florida, but go on Etsy and just type in Louis Vuitton tumbler, and a lot of people do these. You'll see only a few come up with this style. A lot of people do the Starbucks cups. They do the tall, slender ones. They do. There's all sorts of, but you'll see a few key that come up. Here, I'll hold it closer. This is like a brown glitter and gold. Basically, these women or men have these Cricut machines, those Cry-Cut, but they call them Cricuts, and they put the pattern in a program that they have, kind of like Photoshop, and then it prints out on whatever paper, and then they laminate that on. First of all, they do the glitter. Then they laminate on the pattern, and then they have these things that spin these cups, and they put this high gloss on it.
There's a ton. I'm on Etsy right now. There's a ton of people doing that.
And it's all over TikTok.
Customized Creation Co., Crafty Bee Studio, LJ Makes Cups, Cocky and Crafty.
I had it up last week, and I didn't talk about it. I was going to put it in the feed. Let me see if I can find it on my Etsy really quickly.
I just threw a
she's in like Florida. Dearborn. Is there Dearborn, Florida? She's like CTL Designs or something like that. But there's not a ton with this exact cup, so you'll find it pretty readily.
Well, I just do a search. JRT Fantasy?
Yes, JRT Fantasy. That's her. Put that link in.
Okay, I'm going to throw that link.
Peter, I would say the quality's really nice. I know it's hard for me to show it. And then the black tumbler I had was actually a gal here in Garland, so I got it shipped to me in 2 days. But it was a straight line tumbler with a screw cap, and it was matte black, and she'll personalize it and put your name on it in the scripty writing. But it was matte black, and then it had shiny just matte versus shiny, and all the symbols, same symbols, and they were all shiny around the tumbler,
Mhm.
and the rest was matte black. It's beautiful. I love it. So
It does look
anyway,
really pretty. So I threw it in the comments.
that's her. There you go, Peter.
There we go.
There you go.
Alrighty. Well, that's all I got today. Anything else you want to talk about? We're at 35 minutes.
I think I'm good. Ooh,
Just one of
Peter
those
says,
weeks
looks
where you
nice.
can't really think of much of anything else. I'm like,
We didn't talk about the hurricanes. I guess we're gonna see what rain we get off the hurricane. The hurricanes.
it was supposed to rain already here today.
Yeah. Funny
It
enough.
felt like it. My God, I walked this morning. You walked this morning too. I
Yes.
saw it. I could feel
So
the air like vibrating in my lungs. It was
Yes.
so. And then add on to that all the congestion from the ragweed
Yes.
that's in the air right now. I was like, So I cut it
Yeah.
off. I think you saw me. I was like at 1.8 miles.
8 miles?
1.8.
Oh, I was like, you did 8 miles today.
No, I did not do 8 miles today.
I was
Oh,
like,
well, I am on track. I am almost closing all my
See.
rings. I just got a couple.
I know.
2 more stand rings to do.
You always beat me in the stand. I've got 4 more. You always beat me in the stand.
Well, because I stand. I mean,
Yeah.
first of all, I walk so much water, or I drink so much water, I pee at least once an hour. So that alone makes sure I stand and walk a little bit.
One thing, since you mentioned it, and another thing I bought, I'll have to look it up and drop it in the chat, but your water, I have gotten into this IV, not IV, but hydration, these packets you put in your water.
Like
that
liquid
make
IV kind of thing.
Yeah, it's liquid IV, but they were having a special on Amazon.
Which, by the way, that name drives me nuts because what other kind of IV is there? They're always liquid.
Yeah, I know. It's like, well, wouldn't it always be that?
I do rehydrate from rehydrate.
You do, yeah. This is called Drip Drop ORS. This ORS is this term for, hey, Claire. This term for this, whatever this technology, not technology, but the stuff to rush this hydration into your system. Mm-hmm. So I will put this in here, but I like them. I've been using them in my water, and I drink a ton more. And there's only like 30 calories, so.
I'm with you, Raven. Raven is saying if she does not walk in the morning, she loses her sanity from work. Yes. I'm into that now, where if I don't walk in the morning, my day is off, right?
Yeah, and I couldn't walk on Monday. Well, I still my stupid blister, and then Tuesday I had a 7:00 training, so I couldn't. So I was like, it drives me crazy when I can't start out my week walking.
But you had to work that blister into the conversation.
Yes, I did.
Educational program today. This was the PBS. This was yes.
Oh, my friend Angie is calling Claire sweet girl. She's like, oh, sweet girl. She's very sweet, Angie.
Right there.
Or do you mean Frankie's? Are you talking about Frankie's, Angie?
You see Frankie? You see Frankie?
Hi, Claire.
That's her daughter.
She's not a happy. She's my dog turd.
Slightly hairier than you. Okay, well, let's go. It's hot in my office right now, my studio.
It's hot everywhere.
You're at the world headquarters of Koopa Smith Koch's World Domination in Crafting.
Well, fingers crossed it gets cooler tomorrow. We might get some rain. They actually said today. This rain tomorrow is actually related to the hurricane. They said what we're supposed to get today is not related to the hurricane. So I don't know.
Stuff going on.
But to me, it looks like South Texas outside with the big puffy clouds and all that. It looks like Galveston outside.
Claire just said hi. She did it. It's cooped up, but she said hi. Hi. Look, I don't know if you can show it. Yep, there it is. So that's Claire. Cute guys and French fries. I love that little bag I got at Target. It's the same one, Claire. Okay, that's enough. All right, we're winding down now. With that, we'll say bye.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you, Kerrie. It's always fun.
Frankie says relax.
Relax. Don't do it. Don't growl at your mama. We love her. We love everyone. All love. Love that you watch it. Love our kids. Love our dogs. All of that. So with that, hey, that's enough. No. Oh, you're going to say bye to everybody in the comments? Look. I know, but you messed up there. Bye. Bye. Okay, we'll see you later. We'll see you tomorrow at 4:15 for another episode of Cooped Up.
Cooped Up.
Bye,
guys.
Go up there and click on that